Hey guys, I'm Rachel Fox and this is
Chloe Price.
and we are at a park. Our population group is kids with autism. We are also considering their families in this as well.
Yeah.
And why we're considering their family, Chloe?
Because a lot of the young kids, it's filled with a lot of young kids and they often don't go to the park by themselves. So yeah, I think it's important to sort of include families in it because it's not an isolated thing.
Yep. And so looking at the PEOP model, a person that we are considering, as I mentioned, is kids with autism.
Yeah, predominantly them, but their families as well, yeah.
Yep. Our occupation is play and the environment is a park. So we have actually selected the park out in Jordan Springs. And the reason we have selected this park is because one, it's a large park, but two, there's a lot of features that it has that can act as an enabling feature for kids with autism so that they can engage in play while they are here.
As well as participation as well, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
So as we said, we are considering the family. We're trying not to get kids in the videos, so the angle's turning a bit.
It's quite a busy day, even though we purposely came in school hours.
So there's a lot of seating areas where parents can actually sit and observe their kids from a distance because, you know, kids with autism may not necessarily want to stay in the same spot, or they may want to go and explore. It just depends on what's going on for them. So should we talk about the disabling features first?
Sure. So one of the first things that I guess we noticed is that a lot of the play equipment's made out of metal, which is obviously more durable. But the issue is on really hot days as well as really cold days, I can imagine that it could be quite challenging for children who are very sensitive to temperature, because even a lot of like the climbing structures and the slide is metal, and I can imagine they get really hot in summer, and then in winter they can be really cold, and it could be quite unpleasant for children with sensory processing needs and autism.
Yep, and I can also hear that the park's actually located to a main street, which can be quite noisy, which may affect kids who have got some sensory issues, as they may not enjoy it when big trucks come by, and that might disturb them and they might not actually engage in play when that happens. Some of the enabling features of the park would include that there's a large gate that actually circulates the park, and this is a promising feature because, you know, from what we've read, that kids with autism actually feel safer when they've got a gate that actually surrounds where they are. Another enabling feature of this park is that there's a lot of different like materials. So we've got grass, water, sand, that they may be more inclined in using one of those things, or they might have a preference on what they would like to play with.
Definitely.
There's different ramps in that as well. There's pictures behind us that they might find as a stimulus when they're looking at it. It's got different colors and that on it, and they might be quite interested in viewing that. Some of the other enabling features,
there's quite a lot of sort of spaces for people to sit, which can sort of encourage socializing. There was a parent group here earlier, which it does encourage socializing.
Oh, there's also, I'm just noticing the sun on us right now, but there's some areas that's got shade covering,
Not a lot,
but there's probably not a lot, so that might be a disabling feature as well, especially if it rains.
And with the metal as well, the glare off the metal equipment. What else?
Also the auditory, there's these little,
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them,
and you can actually speak in it, and another child on the other end, or a parent who wants to engage with their child, can hear and talk back, and that's quite a lot of fun. But also for that auditory sensory stimulus, they might enjoy that.
Definitely. And do you want to talk about the water structure?
So behind me there's actually a pump that you can actually pump, and water will actually split out from on top, and it does like a spirally outpour of water.
Yeah. Which is really good. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, the swings. There's can't film them at the minute because there's kids on them, but there's a couple of swings, all of different sort of materials and textures.
Some rope.
Yeah, and it gives kids the
Leather.
choice,
Yeah, there's
which
different
is
ones.
really good. There is a sort of sand table where they're in the sand pit where it's elevated, so children don't necessarily have to sit on the stands. They can more just so use their hands, which is good. We love options.
There's a few plants,
Yeah,
different material plants that they might want to, you know, touch and feel just for that different texture again.
definitely.
I think that's about it. Hey, Chloe.
Definitely.
Can you think of anything else?
I think that's it. But yeah, all of those factors that we mentioned enable participation, which is really important.
And that's what we'd want.
Yeah.